Okay, well, hopefully those two examples helped with number 10 and 11. And if not, well, watch them over again at home. Mr. Mason will give you the address. Moving on to 4.3. And if you haven't already done so, take a look at the second half of the page on 251. Just remind yourself about long division and the words dividend, divisor, quotient, and remainder. And you can see all that on page 251. But we're going to move on here to 4.3, example 1. So I've set up this long division question, and I'm just going to work through it with you. You can see it in your book, but I'll just explain what it is I'm doing as we go along. So whenever I do long division, I take a look at this first term, and I ask myself, what do I need to multiply this by? In this case, what do I need to have to multiply x by in order to get x cubed? Well, the answer, of course, is x squared. So x squared times x. So I write that above the other x squared term. Just keeps it nice and clean. And then I take x squared and I multiply it by both pieces. So x squared times x gives me x cubed, and x squared times a negative 1 gives me negative x squared. Well, like in long division before, you would subtract those two numbers. In this case, we go x cubed minus x cubed, which is 0x cubed, so I don't bother writing anything here. And 4x squared minus, so careful here, 4x squared minus negative x squared gives me 5x squared. And I carry down the next term, plus x. So once again, now I ask myself, okay, well, what do I multiply this x by to get 5x squared? And the answer is 5x. So I write the 5x up here above the other x term. 5x times x is 5x squared. 5x times negative 1 is negative 5x. So again, be careful here. When you're subtracting 5x squared minus 5x squared, that's no problem, that's just 0. But x, 1x, minus negative 5x is like saying 1x plus 5x, or 6x. Bring down the minus 2. What do you multiply x by to get 6x? A positive 6. 6 times x is 6x. 6 times negative 1 is negative 6. Subtract, that's all gone. Negative 2 minus negative 6 is like saying negative 2 plus 6, which is 4. So the question was, determine the remainder. So the remainder is 4, and then write the division statement. So the division statement is what we're dividing. So x cubed plus 4x squared plus x minus 2, and what that's equal to. So it's equal to x minus 1 times the quotient, x squared plus 5x plus 6, plus that remainder, 4. So we've got the dividend is equal to the divisor, what we're dividing by, times the quotient, plus the remainder. Hope that helps.